Hi everyone, so here's a little bit of a surprise coming out of the Google rumour mill, as it were. Now, as you might be aware, Google is actually wholly owned these days by Alphabet, an umbrella company set up by Google to own all of Google's subsidiaries. Now, this also includes its robotics division, originally made up of multiple different robotics companies, primarily, it seems, focused around Boston Dynamics. Now, things have not gone well for the robotics team, really, at Google. They had a number of government contracts that they were trying to win by the looks of it, and those fell flat for various reasons. And Google then lost its current head of their robotics division, Andy Rubin, who you might remember was the creator of the Android operating system that we now use on 1.1 billion devices. Now, rumour has it back in the day that Andy Rubin and Samsung got into a bit of a disagreement with each other. And Andy was basically told, look, you're going to have to go and move on and do something else. So the robotics division was born. Now, Andy went on a bit of a spending spree. He bought Boston Dynamics and a number of other technology companies related to robotics around the world. He then left. So Google's been in a bit of a problematic situation where the people it had acquired have left. The person who was leading the robotics division has left. And now they're putting the robotics division up for sale. That's it. End of story. Google is pulling out of robotics in the sense of bipedal robots, I suppose. Whether the machine learning that they've done during this time will live on, I think that probably will. That's always been Google's forte, really. It always seemed a little strange that Google was willing to invest money into what they class as moonshots, and anyone with a brain would say was just flitting money away, really. There's a thing to be said about making the right bet at the right time. They did it with Android, they did it with search, they did it with email. Google generally does very well at picking where the next big thing is going to be. But actually, over time, over the last 10 years or so, that's actually become a lot harder because the life cycle of a new technology is getting longer and longer. Look how long it took us to get VR in the current state, and we're not even there yet. Robotics is one of those things where it's been dragging on for years now, and actually we're no further forward today than we were 10 years ago in many respects. A lot of the same problems are still there, and they haven't been solved by the progress of technology. So for Google, you can continue flushing billions of dollars, probably a month, down the drain on Boston Dynamics and your robotics projects, but at the end of the day, they're no further forward now than they were 2 years ago in actually bringing product to market. I'm not talking about a Roomba Hoover here. I'm talking about true bipedal robots that are more advanced than anything we've seen of Asimov, for instance. At the end of the day, we haven't got there yet, and we probably won't for at least another 10 years. I think there was a big push at a certain point for, we're going to have robots in every single home within 3 years. And actually what we found is we're now in the trough of disillusionment. It'll be a fair few more years before we climb back out the other side and find, well, what are useful robots actually looking like? Well, useful robots are already working today in car manufacturing and so on. Those are useful robots. Robot butler, not particularly useful when the high cost and technical problems are going to mean it's not going to be a very good product when it launches anyway. So for Google, this is a very good move, and I'm sure their investors have been, breathing down their neck a little bit over the last 6 months or so to say, look, make a decision with the robots. Either you keep them or you get rid. If you keep them, you would better find a way to bring this to market profitably quickly. This can't be another Google Glass. The idea of being able to spend 3 years and billions of dollars on a moonshot, I'm afraid, is over. It takes too long to get these products to market and develop them properly. You can't rush them, as they found with Google Glass. A great idea, not supported by the available technology of the day, is still just a great idea. It's not a commercial product, and one thing Google has got to do over this next, 3-year period has to find profitability in new areas. Something it has actually struggled with. Breaking outside the cash cow that is search is something Google hasn't managed to really do yet. They haven't really managed to make Android a profitable system. They've managed to pull in a lot of data, which has allowed them to produce better quality advertising platforms. But at the end of the day, that's still extending the old flogged horse. What it's not allowing them to do is to create, new horses.